Are you filming?
Yep.
All right, great. Hey guys, this is Coach Matt. I'm here at Condition 1 Combat Center, and I was going to show some reversals out of modified kesa gatame positions. This is especially for my buddy Sketchy Steve in Colorado because I showed him this series, and let's check it out real quick and then we'll break it down. Reverse real quick. Switch on the legs. Over time. Reverse here. Okay. Obviously, I'm going easy on that crossface. I've had my nose broken by an awesome purple belt back in the day, and don't crossface your partners and train that hard. So let's break down the positions. The first one is off of a hip switch. So standard side control has both knees on the mat and hips square like this, and this is very good for holding. He's square, he's holding his hands locked, but a lot of times if a guy wants to punch you, he's gonna drop that hip. Now why would he do that? Because if he's square, he can only raise his hand so far to give him punches, all right? So it's very small, short elbows and punches. If he drops that hip, now he can pull the hand way back and really start to feed me my teeth, and I'm not a happy camper, right? So if this happens, I have two hands. My inside near hand can use a forearm king ruly block. So if he's coming in, I'm hooking him here. He's trying to punch me with this hand, I can really use that bone to frame these punches, right? If he slips through, like should come underneath, he gets to that space, I need the second hand. Cross shoulder or thumb block, anywhere here. Not down here too much yet because that's hard to block a punch at the wrist. So up here, now I get it back in. He's working, block, here. If he tries to slide the hips up, I gotta get that elbow in too. I've gotta use this hand for multi-purpose. I don't want those hips to slide all the way up, and now I'm back in my problem, areas. So this hand is gonna monitor the punches. This is my backup hand, and then when I need it, this hand will also block the hips. Okay, so I've got two jobs here, punches, hips. Even if we're grappling, same deal. I don't want the guy in my collar. I don't want the guy on my neck, even if we're just jiu-jitsuing. So I keep him off my neck with this forearm as well. I keep him off my neck with this one. So punch or choke, same deal. I want to keep him off my neck. So once I've got him here, I'm just gonna move my hip when I feel the time's right, especially if he pulls back. That's a perfect time to get my elbow high and start building up height. Believe it or not, a lot of guys will go over just like that. And I'm here, he's trying to get to me. I'm blocking, I start pulling, and when I pull, he pulls away. And that's a perfect time to build height. Watch again, because I pull, he pulls away, and I start coming up with him. Up my elbow, then my hand, and taking him over. Sometimes when I start coming up, what'll happen is when I start coming up this way, he'll square the hips. Watch him square the hips. That puts a lot more weight on his hand, because his hip's coming over. Go back again. So if I feel him, as I come up, he squares the hips, go square, square, square. That's a perfect time just to do a basic shrimp, because he's opening that space. Again, when he drops the hip, look, there's no hip. See, I can't insert my knee through his back. But if he feels me coming up and he squares, see, there's a perfect little line for my knee to come in. And I can immediately escape the standard, shrimp and escape here. Okay, last one. Sometimes you'll feel that your partner, for whatever reason, maybe they've got a really deep tight waist. I got a roll wrapper on my waist. Yeah, so see, you see his hand is all the way through? Like he's really got a tight waist on me here. And now he's really pulling my way, it's good, compressing my, my diaphragm, once my squeeze. And so now when this is happening, he's really tight. He's got that tight waist. Maybe he do like one of the takedowns we worked this morning, and he's really squishing me here. And so now even when I'm coming up, it's like it's challenging. If I'm trying to shrimp, it's challenging. He's really attached to my hip. This is one of those times when a good option is sometimes to come towards the wrist. Okay, so I'm not just gonna sit up anymore. As I'm gonna work here, work a little bit like hold me. So he's holding me tight. I'm keeping my elbows in. Roll back a little bit so the camera can see. So he's working here. Watch, I'm gonna actually start to belly out, and I'm gonna go to the wrist. I'm gonna start to turn this way. So what that does, the tight waist, again, look at that waist. Drop back, yeah, drop back the tight waist, look. So that waist is wrapping around me, here. So when I start bellying down, whether I'm here or here, see, I'm unwinding that waist. See, I unwind it. the more I spin under, the more tightly he is deeper around my waist. So I've got to start rolling towards my belly to loosen it. But I don't just want to roll like this when he can start choking me or take my back. Okay, so I need to have that cross control, shoulder, elbow, sometimes the wrist even. And as I'm like, you know what, I gotta go, I start building my base. And now from here, I have a few options. I can try to wrestle up, I can go back to guard, or I can just get out of here, right? So, one more time, let's go through those options. This was good. Option one, I can just scoot sideways. If he's there comfortable, I can scoot sideways, he falls over. Sometimes that works. Option two, he's striking, I'm blocking. I get a chance to build height, I take him over by building height. Option three is I build height, he squares the hips. I build height, he squares the hips. That gives me room to get my knee inside if he squares the hips. So his hip was down, see I can't get the knee in, but as soon as he does, he exposes that hip line, does my knee, and he squares the hips back up. It makes this arm heavier, but it gives my knee space to come in. Now the last one is when you grab the tight waist here, and then really gut wrenching me here with it all the way through my body. So now I need this cross block, very important now. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go high elbow and start to go to my belly, right? And build up from here. And now I have many options. I can just try to get out of here. That's fine. Or if you're right guard, you can go back to your guard, right? And go back to the guard position. Last one is gonna be the reverse escape. Real quick cover because it's a simple move. When he faces my legs, the basic idea is I'm holding his hip here. I can even hold the lat sometimes, and I'm controlling here, and I'm walking toward him. As I walk toward him, I bridge. Okay. Get on top. Now I'm gonna add the crossface, but again, be nice to your partner. I've had my nose broken, so doing this move, it worked, but my nose is broke for a while. So you can also add a crossface hip. You can also come across here. The neck, my partner caught me in the nose, that's where my nose broke. He was just like 100% go. Okay, so just be mindful. Neck, jaw, nose, be careful. Believe it or not, the neck is stronger than the nose, because the nose breaks, the neck won't, So here, I can even lock my grip. And now I'm just gonna bridge, same one, pull, and come on top with a nice control. So those are some reversals when the opponent has their hips bladed, right? So it's not square, but he's dropping that hip. Thank you.